Hello and welcome to the June edition of Community Connect, brought to you by the Marshall Area Chamber of Commerce. My name is Brad Gerhart, president of the Marshall Area Chamber, and thanks for joining us this month. This month's guest is Colton Citrowske. He is the executive director of the Habitat for Humanity Restore Building. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Brad.
So we'll get to Colton in just a second, but let's talk about all the good things that happened in May, and there were a lot of them to kick off kind of a summer, I suppose. So on May 6th at the Red Baron Arena, the Youth Sports Activity Expo was held there. This is the second year, and there was a lot of kids, and it's good way for them to kind of get introduced to a lot of different activities in the Marshall area. So thanks to everybody that came out to that. The Avera Race Against Cancer was on the 13th that supported local patients and families fighting all sorts of cancer. As you can see on the screen, there was a great turnout and a theme to go along with it. Again, thanks to everybody who came out on Saturday the 13th to support all of the patients at the Avera Cancer Center. Also on the 13th, the Spring Craft and Vendor Show, conveniently the day before Mother's Day, was at the Red Baron Arena. I went there with both of my kids, and it was loaded with lots of people. About 100 vendors were on display, and a whole lot of dads and sons and husbands that were buying stuff for their brides and their mothers and their daughters and so on. So that was on the 13th. On the 16th in downtown, the Lyon County Museum hosted their 10-year anniversary. Thanks to everybody that came out to that. And I just want to do a quick little plug. The Lyon County Museum is on Lyon Street in downtown, Lyon and 3rd. Of course, there's construction happening there. I would just really highly recommend to support these businesses during this time. Of course, you can always expect a downturn, but I'm confident that our Marshall area community will go out and support our businesses on 3rd and Lyon during this time. On the 20th, also at the Red Baron Arena, that's now 3 different things in May at the Red Baron, was the Minnesota Craft and Wine Show. And I also went to this with a couple of friends. Breweries and wineries from across the state were at the Red Baron on the 20th. So thanks to everybody that came out to that. It was highlighted in the newspaper that following week that there was people from Sioux Falls. In fact, when I was there, I didn't even recognize a lot of people. So a lot of people came into town. So thanks for all the locals that came, but also big thanks to everybody that came in from out of town to that event. Finally, on the 24th, out at the True Shrimp Companies, we featured the Marshall High and Murray County Central High School students that went through the Lion Murray CEO program at a trade show, again out at True Shrimp. These 18 students from Murray County High and also from Marshall High have been working on businesses all school year long, and they have to be part of the CEO program is you got to be at a certain location by 7:15 in the morning. Could you imagine a bunch of high school seniors, 17 and 18-year-olds, have to be somewhere at 7:15 in the morning? They did it for 9 months straight, and many of these students' businesses are going to be long-term. So be sure to look at the Lion Murray CEO Facebook page for more details on that. Did you kind of follow that Lion Murray, that CEO group?
Yeah, I saw it on Facebook, and I really thought it was awesome.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of these kids now, they're learning soft skills. They're learning so many skills, Colton, that and how to run a business. They're meeting people, meeting other business leaders in the community. So my son went through it, so I saw some personal experience. I volunteered 3 times as a presenter and a panel facilitator. So congratulations to all of the students that went through the program. Of course, there is now a new group of, I think, 13 or 14 students that will start again up in September. So, all right, that's May. So let's go back to our guest today. Our guest is Colton Citrowske. He is the executive director for the Habitat for Humanity Restore. So as many of our watchers know, it went from over by Highway 59 and the Highway 68 intersection now to a much bigger and brighter location where Abra used to be, across from Hardee's. So much better location. But for those that don't know much about Habitat for Humanity, Colton, just kind of give a rundown what Habitat for Humanity is all about.
Yeah, so Habitat for Humanity, it's a nonprofit, and it's a global nonprofit. We strengthen communities, building self-resilience, and our goal is to, have a world where there's a decent place to live, for everyone. Habitat for Humanity, we not only do we build homes, but we help families in lots of different ways, and I'm sure we'll get into that.
Yeah. I remember a couple even years ago. Last year, I know there was a house that was delivered over by U.S. Bank. Actually, there's several over there. In fact, for many of you guys know, many of the watchers know who Sandy Ko is in downtown Marshall. He and his wife had a house delivered over by, was it Sunshine or Sunrise over by U.S. Bank. So and even when I lived in Bloomington, we would always help out with houses. But so there's a difference between Habitat for Humanity and Habitat for Humanity Restore. What's the difference?
Yeah, so the Habitat for Humanity Restore is owned and operated by Habitat for Humanity, our affiliate Habitat for Humanity of Redwood River. All the proceeds, all the profits that the Restore accumulates goes right to our affiliate, and then that helps with building material, labor costs of building a home. Yeah, so our Restore, it's a great place to find inexpensive merchandise, and that helps a lot of families in a lot of ways too. And not only that, but thousands and thousands of pounds of recycled material, or material that could be going to the landfills, gets recycled through our stores and then into the homes of families that need it.
How does you mentioned the importance of Habitat for Humanity for families. What is that direct link? How does Habitat for Humanity help families?
Yes, Habitat for Humanity, they help families. Well, one, I think the most publicized, flashy way that we help families is building homes. Obviously, finding a good place to live. And what it does is we're not just giving out homes by any means. It's not really a handout at all. Really, these are families that have to go through a rigorous application process, and then once they qualified, once our board picks a family, we build a relationship with these applicants and the family that we pick, who we think really needs a home. Then we kind of go through certain lessons and classes on what home ownership looks like, what you can expect, because we want to have these families be confident that yes, we're getting a home now and we're going to have the same home 10, 20, 30 years from now. So we do a lot of training in that way. If they want, they can go through classes with financial support and how to manage money. So yeah, lots of different ways we help families that way. The Restore, like I mentioned before, we help families. I know I could tell you lots of stories. I managed a Restore for almost a year, and people will really open up. They're like, man, this is what I'm going through. I'm going through this hard time right now, or I just moved here had a guy from South Africa move here. He's working on a farm, and he furnished his whole apartment with stuff from our Restore and stuff. So that was really cool.
Yeah. And if you've never been into the Marshall location, I haven't been into your new location, but your former location. It just it isn't just one thing that you have. It's all sorts of different things that you can fill up a house with. Let's talk about the new location. Where does it operate? And I kind of teased it earlier. I guess I should have looked down on the questions first before I answered this fourth question. But obviously, it's just not here. It's global.
Yeah. So our affiliate obviously is here, right in Marshall, Minnesota, but we do have houses in Pipestone County, over in Minneota, Cottonwood, several houses here in Marshall. So we operate here. Our affiliate does. However, our affiliate, lots of other affiliates operate in Minnesota, all 50 states, and then in 70 countries across the words. So yeah, it's a big nonprofit organization, helps a lot of people. Yeah.
So you kind of touched on the key two words there is nonprofit, and any listener any watcher that's watching right now knows that nonprofits have to survive on volunteers. How does one volunteer for the local Restore building, and what do they do?
Yeah. So you can volunteer. There's a couple different ways. You can call us, email us, or visit us at the Restore location. And all that information's online on our website and on our Facebook page. And what do volunteers do? Oh man, there's lots of stuff. There's several projects that we could be working on. When we're building a house, if you have little experience, if you have a lot of experience, there's always something that volunteers can be doing, and that really helps offset the costs of building a home, which really helps our affiliate and really helps the community and and the families we're serving. And then you can also volunteer at the Restore. I mean, we have some people that come in just to freshen up our products that are on the floor, dusting and whatever. And then there's also people that come in and they take an old piece of furniture and they restore it, or they make it completely different. And that's just something that they like to do. We've had people come in and build shelving displays. And there's lots of projects you can do around the Restore.
And of course, people can donate items and bring them over there. I would imagine there's you just don't take everything, but I would imagine, talk about that vetting process and what it takes to drop off some things.
Yeah. So yeah, we take in donations, anything that's in good condition. Nothing that's broken we don't take.
No.
We take building materials, furniture, appliances, and it really just depends. We've had lots of different random things that we take in, tools, fishing supplies. If it's in good condition, we'll generally take it, because you really never know what you're going to get at the Restore. Take it to the back of our building on 1405 East College Drive, and then we'll have one of our workers come in and take a look at it, and we'll either take it or not. And it's a pretty easy, simple process.
Yeah. How much more space do you have at the new location?
We don't have as much space.
Oh.
But it gave us a great opportunity to see what was at our old location, and get rid of the stuff that's been there for years. It was a great way to kind of do a nice little purge. And then we reorganized our new store in a way that's more efficient, and it really looked nice. We painted the racking, the pallet racking, and everything, so it looks really good over there.
Good. So 1405 East College Drive is their new location. As I mentioned, it's right, not too far from SMSU, which is kind of handy for a lot of those students. It's right across from Hardee's. You can't miss it. Old Aber building on College Drive. And of course, I think there's actually going to be a new business coming in next to you here in that old bank as well soon. So, all right, thanks, Colton. Let's talk about some of the things that some of the watchers can expect in June as far as activities. For those that really enjoy traveling trivia, there are 3 traveling trivia events in June. So we are recording on June 1st. So if you're watching and you watch it today by chance, there's one tonight at Fuzzy's, the 15th at the Gambler, and the 28th at the Marshall Golf Course. That is a fun event if you have never done traveling trivia. This upcoming weekend, of course, is the Shades of the Past. That event is this upcoming weekend. Friday night, tomorrow night, is the parade around town. For the map for that, you want to go to the Facebook page for Shades of the Past. My family and I usually will go watch it right in downtown across from the Varsity Pub, but I have something called commencement tomorrow night for my son, so I will not be there tomorrow night, otherwise I'd be in big trouble. And Saturday, the car show will be behind Runnings. Are you in the classic cars, or you like that kind of thing?
Actually in college I worked at Runnings a bit, so I got to be part of that. Yeah, I really like classic cars.
Yeah, it's fun. It's great. It's great for this, the city of Marshall. Get all these people coming into Marshall. Of course, they're going to be shopping and probably going out to restaurants and bars and stuff. So we're excited for everybody coming in town. Of course, thanks to all the sponsors and the volunteers. Speaking of volunteers, that put in all the time for the Shades of the Past event. Bingo is back. This is the second time, I think, that's kind of a large bingo event out at the Red Baron that the Visit Marshall team and the American Legion put on. This is 1 week from tonight, June 8th, at the Red Baron Arena. Doors open at 5 o'clock. You can expect food and beverage from the hitching post. A lot of things on Thursdays. Here's another one on a Thursday. 2 weeks from today is the annual Walk for Memories 5K run on June 15th, also at the Red Baron Arena. Man, that place is being used a lot. Red Baron Arena, June 15th. This is put on by the Marshall Area Dementia Network. You can sign up by going to the Marshall Area Dementia Network website, Facebook page, so on, or give them a look and try to find their phone number. Information can be found on our website as well. A number of chamber events in June, but I wanted to highlight one, and it is on Wednesday, June 21st, for anybody that's gone through Marshall Leadership Academy. It's an alumni event, an alumni social event on the 21st out at the Marshall Golf Course. So this is a good opportunity for you to reconnect with friends that you may have not have seen for a while. And speaking of Marshall Leadership Academy, the application process is still open for a few more weeks until June 13th. So we are We've had about 15 applicants, so we still have room for more. If you are interested in going through it, it's a school year-long program, and it's just an excellent way to build your network, find out really good things about the city of Marshall and what it all has to offer. So all these events can be found on marshallmn.org, our website, or you can go to the visitmarshallmn.com website. Before we sign off, I also want to mention our coupon books are for sale. We still have a number of those. There's over $5,000 worth of savings in this year's book, and it's only $30. In fact, we had somebody just come into our office 2 weeks ago to buy a second book because she has already gone through many of her coupons for her first one. And you're actually losing money by not buying one. So anyway, Colton, thanks so much for being here.
Yeah.
You're a great guest. We'll see you in July, and our guest next month will be Sharon Hansen, City Administrator for the City of Marshall. She's coming back. She was just here, but with the Aquatic Center funding that just got approved by the legislature, she's going to come back in, kind of give the Marshall community a good rundown and what that means for a referendum vote this upcoming fall and what it all entails as far as what to expect for our Aquatic Center and all sorts of good stuff. So that'll be in July. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next month.